be my pop-off moment. But then when in practice, when you're in person against someone, especially someone on a podium, it's very intimidating.
Yeah.
And that's why they come across as like kind of silly.
I'm gonna run the tripod really quick, okay?
Would you say that? Yeah. Would you say that Ben Shapiro got more naysayers, or I did?
Oh, I think he got more naysayers. Well, he did a bit differently. We got people to actually come up and debate against him. You know, I saw you reading the people from a certain community planning their.
I mean, and it did happen, but I think it's silly overall. I don't know why they thought it would go down differently than it actually did.
I thought it went down well. There were a good balance of people.
Yeah, it would have been boring if everyone was like glazing.
The last few questions were just.
I didn't want to end on George Galloway.
That wasn't a question.
On George Galloway mention. I don't know.
What's up?
Why do you think so many former Young Turks end up joining the right after a while?
Oh my God, I don't know. If only I knew. Trust me. It's become a breeding ground for the Jimmy Dores of the world. Yeah, I think people. I mean, I've had this conversation with Cenk as well on Thanksgiving. It's just like, I think it comes from hopelessness, where people just like look at the situation and they're like, nothing's changing. You know what I mean? So then in their minds, I think they're like, well, let's just stop the bleeding. And the quickest solution always is going to be like right-wing reactionary solutions to ongoing problems. It's much harder to solve poverty, intergenerational poverty, than it is to simply say, yeah, we got to lean into the crime panic and we have to like do something about criminals. They're going crazy.
So do you think it's more of a right-wing grift, or do they genuinely change their position?
Yes. I think they genuinely have changed their positions, I think, which is kind of sadder, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, on some issues, I think they have. They have changed their positions.
No, it's just very interesting because I've been watching the Young Turks for like a decade, I think.
Yeah.
Seeing so many people leave is just...
Well, I mean, there's the regular grifters like Dave Rubin.
Yeah.
Like that, he was never really all that invested. Like he was just like a media person, right? He didn't care. Whatever buttered his bread, he was going to go in that direction no matter what. So that one makes sense. And then there's the cranks that I think like start leaning into the crank side of things, and they're so invested in being anti-establishment that they end up championing the right, which is weird because it's like you're not outside of the orbit of politics. You're literally just a right-winger now, which is the most establishment. It's the most successful out of the two. It's more successful out of the two parties. The fuck? And I think that's another thing that occurs.
Thanks so much. I don't want to disturb you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Your parents are gonna go get food.
Okay, good. Chad, did you like it? Bro, the fists in this room go incredibly hard. Yeah, it's just like how British people dress. This is how it is.
It's free form.
Call out in the Cambridge halls?
What?
Will March call out in the Cambridge halls?
Yeah. Yeah. Get your money up, March.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I watch you every day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Ever since like the election cycle started.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that things didn't pan out well for America or the future of this country, or future of any country, really.
Not really, no.
I just wonder, where do you get your information on? Because like you seem to be right on almost everything. Like elections.
I mean, I think like as far as like predictions goes, I'm not like interpreting events or like rehashing what any like legacy publisher is saying or any commentator is saying. It's more so I'm looking at it from the lens of materialist analysis and judging it by like party track record and what has happened in the past. And I think that's where it comes from. But there's still plenty I get wrong. I mean, I still thought that like while the Harris campaign was taking on a dangerous gamble, I still said that there is a chance that she could eke out a marginal victory in the Electoral College while still losing the popular vote to Donald Trump. And she lost. I thought that the blue wall would potentially hold, and it didn't. So, you know, I'm not always on the money. I try my best, though. Yeah, it is, yeah. What? Oh, no, I don't run the ad breaks anymore. So, but yeah, nice to meet you, man. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
you want it sideways?
Portrait. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, nice to meet you.
What's up, man? Nice
I
to
got
meet
a
you.
question that I didn't get to ask.
All right, what's up? Let's hear it. This is a sick jacket. What's going on
So,
here?
Yeezy Gap.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, Slavoj Žižek was at Oxford, and he spoke about similar to what you're talking about with the Western, like nationalist and authoritarian parties increasingly coming to power. He pointed out that one kind of side effect that comes with this is the political class and the media, but also the public, a rise of shamelessness in society.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he proposed that we need an increased shamefulness in how we operate and conduct and act with each other.
Like shame others, or does he mean like we have to be shameful?
So everyone, the political class, media, but the public as well, needs an increased sense of shamefulness as a society to continue functioning. What were your
Interesting.
thoughts on that?
I mean, I think Slavo needs to needs to be a little bit exercise a little bit of shame himself. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting theory. It seems patently anti-materialist. So
But he's very materialist.
yeah, so I don't know where he's coming from with that, but he said a lot of stuff that I don't fully agree with as of late. So who knows? But I mean, I think his old works they stand for themselves. They're good.
And what do you think of like Norman Finkelstein?
I love Norm.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. Yeah. Norm is, with the exception, I think, like anything outside of his chronicling of Gazan history and the Palestinian struggle and Palestinian oppression, everything outside of that, I often will not pay a lot of attention to, whether it's like social issues or whatever. I mean, he's a boomer. He has a landline still, you know? So I don't think he's like gonna understand trans people. Like, I just don't think that's not my expectation. But he is probably one of the most vindicated men in American academia at this point, because virtually every single thing that he has been championing for many, many years has now become almost commonly held opinions. And yeah, I mean, I think he is he's a fantastic academic. He is a very stubborn man. I really appreciate that. I think I'm a stubborn guy as well, and you know, I hope to be as I hope to have an impact as important as his one day, maybe.
Cheers, man. Can I get a picture of it?
Yeah, of course.
Cheers, thank you. Mind I get a picture? Cheers. All right. Thank you. Cheers.
What's going on?
I also have a bit of a question.
All right, let's hear
It
it.
is like 500 years old.
Do you think, congrats on your recent CNN appearance, do you, I don't know if it's worthy of congratulations, but it's like, do you ever feel like you have to compromise on your values in terms of how vocally and how brightly sort of you discuss certain topics in order to get the opportunity to speak on more mainstream platforms? Or do you feel like it's more important to stay true to your own values in terms of how you talk about and how you message on particularly more?
I think I always stay true to my values, but I also value the importance of reading the room, and not everything has to be like almost hysterical. You know what I mean? Like I try to moderate my perspective with the full knowledge of the audience that is receiving it, and I think that's a really. I mean, I urge others to do that as well, to put their best foot forward to the best of their ability, and maybe not even get emotional, you know, it's just, you know, I definitely, I wouldn't say I moderate my perspective, but I definitely try to be. Wait, Marge.
Yeah.
You can film this. We're talking politics.
Oh, I was just showing chat the room.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to moderate my position. Never compromising on my values, but I try to moderate it because I'm aware of the audience that I think is receiving it, if that makes sense.
Well, great speech.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Moving to the UK.
No.
We've got 5 more years before.
If I get fired, it's on you guys.
Yeah, but also the weather is ass. The weather's ass. The sun sets at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Can I do one more with it? What were you doing? Cheers.
All right, no problem. Hi. Nice to meet you.
I've been watching you since 2019.
Oh, hell yeah.
I used to watch you when I was waiting at the hospital, so it was really helpful listening to you, and that you've been a voice for left-wing politics, especially because everything seems really right-leaning. But although when I do watch your streams on YouTube, I do get recommendations for Ben Shapiro, so that's really lovely.
Yeah, the right wing floods the market with a lot of junk, so it's hard to overcome that. And I think YouTube, whether they're aware of it or not, I don't know, but they definitely do facilitate this like this unlimited, unrestricted amount of right wing content on the platform. Yeah.
That's why I kind of use your streams like a buffer zone when you watch their videos, so it's actually bearable.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, because I do routinely criticize Ben Shapiro and the like, so that's probably the other reason why the algorithm picks it up. Yeah. You want to take a photo? All right, let's do it.
Surely signing up for that.
Okay.
Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I
can just ask him that
question.
What's up?
How optimistic are you that the Democratic Party will embrace left-leaning, real left-leaning?
If I know anything about Hasan, he would like everybody to at least get a chance to get a picture or something.
I don't
feel like there's hope.
I'm not. I'm not optimistic. I think that's never going to happen unless there's like genuine pressure.
Do the whole line.
Genuine pressure from the likes of the UAW, for example. Like the Democratic Party relies on certain institutions like unions still to drive turnout. Uses that as a network to get people to go out and vote. And if left to their own devices, they'll just keep losing. They're perfectly fine being graceful losers and fundraising off of like the horrifying things that the Republican Party does. So I think that there needs to be a more solid network, a mechanism of pressure that will force the Democratic Party to concede. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
The voices. Or can we see the roof? Okay, just really quickly.
Awesome, thank you.
Nice to meet you. What's up?
Hi, thank you for the talk. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, nice to meet you. Thank you for watching.
So one question I have is, well, I feel like most of arguments about Palestine, especially not only about the current conflict but the sort of broader situation, focus on things like colonialism or comparisons to white supremacy. And I personally come from Poland, where I feel like these topics aren't really taken very seriously. I mean, like the most sort of connection with imperialism might be old communist propaganda or stuff like that. So how do you think the arguments could be adapted to work better in such environments?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I guess maybe you could point to the Nazis. That's one aspect that you could point back to. I don't really know how Poland sees Israel. Like I don't know what the dynamic is there at all. But yeah, I rarely use academic language describing the atrocities that are unfolding in Gaza. I don't think there is a reason to talk about like imperialism of that sort. I mean, I do consider Israel to be a settler colonial entity, which it is, but overall, I think it's a much simpler argument that you can present, where you're like, these guys are just killing a shit ton of Palestinians, and they're doing it with the full unconditional support of the West. And in countries like mine, for example, the simplest argument that I see have a tremendous amount of success is, your roads are fucked. We have potholes. Our internet sucks. Nothing is good. Housing is impossible to obtain. And we have natural disasters. And then our congresspersons are giving $18 billion to Israel so they can, continue baby murder. And it's like, that's ridiculous. Most Americans, regardless of their background, look at that and go, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. So I think that's something that you can present as an argument as well, which is that, like, why are they doing that? Like, why? This is like untenable. It's destabilizing, and it's unfair and unjust. So I think that's probably a better way to communicate that than talking about like imperialism or white supremacy. Especially because like Israel is. I mean, there is white supremacy there, but whiteness in that regard is something totally different than like the black-white dynamic in America. Because most Israeli Jews are Mizrahi and Sephardi, and those guys don't look any different than the non-Jewish Arabs that live in the region. You know, they look the same. So it's not exactly whiteness in general. Even the likes of Itamar Ben-Gvir. I mean, he's Iraqi. You know, he's from Iraq. He looks like an Arab uncle because he is Arab. He's Arab and Kurdish. So it's too complex for people to understand, because then you'd have to describe whiteness as like proximity to power and all this stuff. So you don't need to engage with it in that regard. I hope that was helpful. I don't know.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right,
if
no
you're
problem.
curious, Polish Socialist Party.
Oh, okay. How many people does the PPS have? Is it? I don't know enough about Polish politics.
Currently, we are in the government, though a small part. But we're coming back. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Can you take a photo for me? Thanks.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
What's up?
I am Riyadh. I am from India, and
Nice to meet you.
I have a question. Nice to meet you too. I have a question that right now that right wing is at par, and across the globe that right wing is comparatively ruling the major of the countries. So how you see that, as you are a left wing oriented people, so how you can comparatively defend the right of the left wing people or the minority on that thing? Because in my country it's also happening in India right now.
Yeah.
Right wing ruling in India, and the religious minority like Muslims are prosecuted out there and become political prisoner, and we are not have a right to speak freely, right? Something like that. So how you suggest to?
It's tough. You just got to keep organizing no matter what, and have a network that you can rely on when the time comes, because there's like not really much you can do if we're going full tilt fascism. Then the only people you can rely on are your neighbors in that regard, and have a network of organizations that you can go back to engage in some semblance of community defense. So that's what it is. Outside of that, you just keep trying to utilize the available legal avenues that exist to continue advocacy and to continue fighting for human rights in the process. Yeah.
Do you know if it's like the push accent? No. It's the That's crazy.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi.
Just want to say I'm a really big fan.
Oh, nice to meet
I
you.
don't have anything in particular to say.
Okay. It's all good. You want to take a photo?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks for meeting.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm Judah.
Nice to meet you.
I grew up in Chicago, so I was kind of wanting to talk to you about the DNC and your
Okay.
overall experience there this summer. Because I had this feeling, like when I was there, that there was this weird, like, dichotomy of the Democrats going really right-wing on some, like, military issues, immigration, and then simultaneously, like, propping up, like, do you know that image of, like, a warplane with the trans flag on
Yeah.
that's dropping the bombs?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I heard that you got kicked out on the last day.
Yeah.
Right? And
Well, I didn't get
curious
fully
what your
kicked out.
vote
They just made it so that it was impossible to stream. But that's it. It was a very polite.
DNC.
It was a very polite way to kick me out. I still appreciated the time I had there. So, you know. But what was the question?
no, just overall your opinions on like the direction of the DNC as like a convention.
Yeah, I mean they went super right wing. They had cops, border patrol guards, people like that on stage. Who they didn't allow space inside of that tent also matters, like Palestinian Americans, even though they're Democratic Party delegates, trans people, of many different backgrounds that normally make up a big part of the constituencies of the Democratic Party. Like they were not afforded the same speaking time. And I think they just, I mean, that's the reason why they lost. They,
I'm the meme of the soldier.
They went into a treacherous territory in right-wing politics, and they knew that they were always going to get dominated in that space. But I guess they didn't think about it clearly. They thought this is a successful method to win over voters, but
I guess where I struggle a little bit with like leftist politics in the States, though, is that I think Jill Stein is a grifter. I think she is literally a bot for Russia, and I see this really difficult path forward to be anywhere but try to make the Democratic Party better.
I mean, I agree with that for the most part. Yeah, I think that is what's that's the only way out of this. Other than that, it's just like a complete collapse of the uniparty approach that we have, and then who knows what happens after that. Yeah.
Well, thanks for
nice
speaking.
to meet you.
I'm sure you're quite tired.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Hi.
Hi.
Hasan.
Gemma. I've been a fan for ages.
Hell
Really
yeah.
nice to meet you. I had a question. So, looking at the UK specifically, kind of the future of the progressive left. Like, if we're thinking electorally, like, do you think it would be worth trying to push the Labour Party to the left, or do you think now, you know, with Corbyn gone, like, that's kind of never going to happen? Like, do you think we should look at third-party alternatives?
I don't know.
Do you think it's just a very long road?
I don't know. I don't know what like a junior coalition partner can do in terms of like making demands known. If the Labour Party will fail on its own, no matter what. If they continue along with austerity agendas and anti-immigrant sentiment and the like, without addressing any of the material harms that people are experiencing. So in that process, I think it's important to have, like, we don't have third-party options in America in the same way that you guys do. At least you have the Greens, right? And you have even independent parties that can form and maybe even see a lot of success in a short period of time, like Reform, but that's right-wing, so it's a little bit different. There's more space for growth there. But overall, I think maybe there's an opportunity to apply pressure as a smaller party with coalition building. But at least as far as I've seen, I think that Labour is probably more amenable than Macron was, for example, in France. So I think there's more opportunity there. But ultimately, it should still be trying to restore Labour to its former glory, I guess, and not have this right-wing, lighter Tory version of the party that it now is. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Do I have any particular questions for you?
You don't.
Takes on Hong Kong and China.
Takes on Hong Kong and China. Oof. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. We'll see. Only time will tell what Chinese rulership over Hong Kong looks like. It's the Chinese governance is very oppressive on social issues. Totally understand why people in Hong Kong would be like, this fucking sucks. But I think the only way to make up for that is by continuing, better land use, continuing to develop, and also, creating a shit ton more housing that alleviates some of the pressure that people are feeling in Hong Kong. Because I feel like housing is a major problem there. So, that's the only thing I can say about it. Other than that, I mean, it makes total sense to not want to be ruled in a way that where you're fearful of political expression that previously you were not worried about.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You want to take a photo?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Have
No problem. What's going on? Nice to meet you guys.
European mind into American politics at a young age. It's much appreciated.
Hell yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's real brain rot over there.
we sat next to your mum. It was just a lovely experience. She had
Oh.
a lot of questions. So
Oh, wow, okay.
you get to have a nice night in Cambridge.
Yeah, I will. Hopefully. It's very nice here. It's quaint. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's quite.
You guys want to take a photo?
Yeah, that'd be great. And then we've got to rush to a form actually. So. Do you want us to take a Yeah, sure.
This one seems over
All right.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Nice to meet you guys. What's going on? Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
My name is Tia. I don't know why it says.
I thought you handled yourself very well.
Yeah, there were so many questions that were quite attacking.
They said that I had more contentious questions than even Ben Shapiro did.
Really?
Yeah.
That was, to be fair, that was a big protest when you came. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
You're slightly less controversial than Ben Shapiro, maybe.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen one more controversial. To be fair, when Jeremy Vine came, my best friend ended up arguing with him across the thing. But, you know, happens.
Were you going to meet up with Jeremy Corbyn? What happened?
So yeah, his team reached out, but unfortunately he has like some prior obligations until Saturday, so it's not going to happen this time around. But every single time I come to England, I'm like this much closer, and inevitably it'll happen.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Actually, a lot of people.
A lot of people don't know him. I wonder if people interpret it differently now that in like the post-October 7 world, because like a lot of people falsely smeared him as an anti-Semite, and I think there's a lot of like that narrative continued, and I think people just like never gave it an afterthought. They just kind of went along with it without really questioning it. And I wonder if people's analysis of that has changed at all. But I don't know. I don't know how like big the pro-Palestine movement is in England. I feel like I've seen a lot of.
Pretty big. It's definitely big here in Cambridge.
Yeah, it's definitely big in London. There's been protests every Saturday in London since I think October.
Yeah, like tens of thousands of people and stuff. So.
Corbyn's a lot of them, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are lying.
I mean,
he was
Corbyn
voted
is
as an independent recently.
Corbyn is one of like the most loved politicians in the UK,
I think
whilst
so.
being one of the most hated politicians.
Yeah.
Like
Always the way though.
yeah,
Feel highly loved.
but like I think most people who actually properly understand who he is like him. Obviously, the media here is just like the media.
Oh, it's worse. I think British media is worse than American media. Yes, I think American media is stupider. Like American media is dumber. They're more like invested in like silly conspiracy theories and stuff. British media is vicious.
It is. I mean, Meghan Markle.
Yeah, they're pretty scathing and they're pretty vicious. Like, I mean, even fucking Piers Morgan. I go on a show all the time. Like, he's like, didn't he do the paparazzi thing? Like, he like leaked people's. Like, that's vicious. That's like really.
I don't know how you go on his show, to be honest.
I don't either.
I don't know how patience.
It's hard. That's why I do it sparingly. I don't do it all the time.
I would run out of patience very
Yeah.
quickly.
All right, you want to take a photo?
Yeah, of course, thank you. Would one of you mind? Yeah, use your phone.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, love to meet you.
What's up, man? Nice to meet you.
Oliver. Been a fan for a while. I'm a bit nervous in front of 30,000 people. So
Don't worry.
But
I can look away.
But yeah, I enjoyed the talk. Nice to meet you.
You are taller than me. Is that what you're looking at? Yeah. You are.
Maybe just to get a screenshot from the
Yeah.
camera.
Do you ball?
A little. I started like this term. Not great.
Oh, that's a waste of height, man. You got to start balling.
Well, on and off this term.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Nice to meet you as well.
And,
Yeah, of course.
I'm taller than both of them.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
I'm Ida, and I'm really sorry to bring up something a little bit old, but I have this favorite thing that you said was a couple years ago, I think. You said that One Piece is Marxist and Luffy's a terrorist.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's true. It's still true.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually what got me interested in what you do, and also what got me interested in watching One Piece. So
Oh, hell yeah.
that actually did a really good job for me as well.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
So my question is, what do you think the role is of popular media in conveying politics and political ideals in the current day?
I mean, I think media always plays catch up with whatever is going on in the real world, right? So I don't place a lot of emphasis on like the power that it has to change. I wouldn't say change people's minds because that's kind of what I try to do to the best of my ability. But overall, even from my own personal experience, like where I have seen the most impact is when there are people like Bernie Sanders out there that are communicating these ideas from the largest podium available. And only then do people actually start recognizing the importance of movements such as like leftist politics. So overall, I think, political media is important, but it's always going to be downstream to material realities and the things that people experience.
Thank you.
No problem.
Would it be okay if we take a photo together?
Yeah. He's already snapping while we were talking.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. What's going on?
I don't really have a question. I've just been a big fan. I watched you more when I was like 15, 16.
Hell yeah.
And you got me interested in politics and now study politics.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
You want to take a photo?
Yeah. Can I use my phone? I must get bored of this.
No, not at all.
Surely.
This is great. I get to meet people.
Thank you so much.
What's going on, man?
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I've been watching you for years, and I think you're doing an incredible job. And I think that you do a very important job, especially because I think the media nowadays is shifting a lot towards the far right.
Yeah.
And I think you should keep on going. And I think you're very, very funny. And
thank you.
My question to you is, because I'm trying to take advantage of this attention economy that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is like an advice that you could give me, how to take advantage and how to maybe like build a personal brand?
Be yourself, and also find things that are not immediately political that you're interested in, and show that you're a multifaceted person.
Okay.
Because I think that politics in and of itself will bring you a lot of attention, both negative and positive, but overall it's kind of boring and dull. But if you want to reach a broader audience, you always have to show that you're a normal person with real hobbies and things like that. And that's what I try to do, at least.
Okay. And
that's what I've seen success in.
Thank you very much. And also, how's the body transformation had an impact on your on your overall streaming and your life?
Pretty good. I mean, it creates a lot of mental fortitude, I think. Like, I'm more confident, I'm happier, so I can withstand a sea of attacks and smears and whatnot without really thinking about it at all. And it keeps me stable, like it keeps me grounded. So it's been great.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. You want a photo?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good.
Okay.
Better if you're looking around the room and exploring. That was fun.
What's going on?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It was so good, so thoughtful. I love that you also had the Jeb Bush moment where you was sort of like, please clap.
Oh, yeah.
The Oxford.
Well, I mean, I was more so memeing.
Yeah. Don't do the same in the Oxford. I think you're speaking tomorrow there as well, right?
Yeah, I'm speaking to Oxford tomorrow. I'm going to be like, yeah, Cambridge sucks.
Did you see your Spotify rap? What's your top artist?
I don't have a Spotify rap. I don't use Spotify.
You don't use it?
I don't listen to music at all, which is weird. I know everyone always says I'm so weird for it, but yeah, I don't really listen to any music.
Music, can I have it?
Yeah, of course.
Hey. Oh, sorry. Thanks. Just love to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
What's going on? Nice to meet you, my man.
I have nothing of substance to say to you.
It's all good.
I'm really sorry. I wish I had something.
No, you don't have to.
I wish I had something interesting to say. So can we just?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do the first.
No, that's cool too.
Wait, your phone's really bad. I'm sorry. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Casey.
Hi, Casey. Nice to meet you.
I don't really have any questions either, except how are you finding Cambridge? Have you ever been?
It's beautiful. I've never been.
Yeah, it's
I like it. I like it more than I like London. I think it's very nice.
I think
Why are you making faces over there, March?
I like it.
I like
beautiful.
it. It's pleasant.
You need to go to Jack's. I think that's my.
Is that the pub?
No, it's the ice cream.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe.
Yeah, I would say that's the best place. It's the best place.
Okay, I believe you. Let's do it. Which side? This side?
I don't know.
POV, you're a fly that just landed on this glass.
Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Tilly.
Nice to meet you.
Cinema.
Oh, yeah, sure. There you go. Sorry for asking that question, I don't know.
No, what do you mean?
Someone warned me that the comments were evil, so I thought I'd apologize down the lens of the camera, you know?
No, it's a perfectly valid question. I think I was just she was taking photos, so I was trying to pose. No, but yeah, I didn't think anything of it. I think there was way more scathing critiques.
You get evil questions all the time, yeah.
Yeah, I do. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
I just was wondering, since you're quite successful, I know you've got some
Oh shit, the sweater.
but also, insofar as you've organically grown your following, I'm trying to do that, and I was just wondering if you have any advice.
Yeah, get an uncle.
Besides
With the media
that.
company.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, that's been definitely very helpful. I've talked about this quite a bit.
Yeah.
It gives you a major leg up. But I think in the age of TikTok, the opportunities are truly endless. You know what I mean? I would suggest just forcing yourself to do content every single day on TikTok, especially because something is going to hit. And once it does, you're going to start developing an audience. You're going to develop a brand. And you just got to keep doing it over and over again after that. And I think being regimented in that regard is probably the most successful way to boost your brand and to become a brand in general.
Yeah, well, thanks.
No problem.
I guess you want pictures?
All right. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I just want to say thank you for being an accessible voice to me. I'm a medic, so I'm not really involved in the whole politics scene. So it's really, I just want to say thank you, basically.
Oh, of course. Thank you for watching.
No, I'm sorry, I don't have that interesting question.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Debate.
You want to? I'm not either.
I mean, you don't give that impression, but
I know. Everyone always thinks I'm a debate lord. I'm not.
Marshall, it's a good thing.
I'll just take a photo.
It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And your speech was really, I really liked your line on kind of nothing can change in kind of a couple
That was not my line. That's Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. There are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. Hi, nice to meet you.
Weird, you're a real person.
I am a real person.
Do you find it weird, meeting people in real life as well, or most of it's kind of...
No, I'm used to
I feel
it.
you've just always been kind of confident in bigger groups, or is it something that's come with it?
I think at this point in my career, it's just I'm used to it. That's what it is. And at first, it was really exciting because I'd be like, "Oh my God, someone knows who I am! That's sick." And then it just became a normal thing, you know. But yeah, I've been a sociable person my whole life, I would say. Twitch has ruined that a little bit. It's broken my brain, but I try to do my best.
Well, it's weird the way people interact online, compared to
Yeah.
in real life.
Well, we saw that earlier today when people wanted to come at me in a very fiery way. And I think it plays itself out in a real personal dynamic in a very different way than it does online, if that makes sense. Where when you can see the person,
No, you could feel the tension in the room.
and you can feel the tension in the room, it's a little different. I don't think it favors the people with scathing commentary as much as they think it does. Yeah, I think people kind of look more hysterical in that situation. Yeah, but it is what it is. You want to take a photo?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I suppose,
Boom.